So fucking bad. Wow, like Jesus. Why do you take 40 gigs for like a small video? That's an exaggeration, but still. Like, why so much?
Don't know why, but yep. Anyways, random devil moments, I guess.
Yeah, because someone else was doing it. Just gives you the idea. The inspiration.
Oh,
That whoa, what happened?
I think someone spawned a bit too much stuff.
Oh,
Um. Oh no, I can control it.
then it makes you wonder why it's like dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's just pause.
Uh huh. Yep.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
error.
Just disconnect.
Just
Well then,
it's weird. The problem.
I'm gonna join this. It's classic. The devil awaits. I have not seen the devil, so I don't know
Yeah, who
much
is
of.
it? Who is it?
Who?
Like they never. Is it?
Who is this devil? Is it the actual devil? If so,
Is it just like there's questions? Is it actually a devil or is it Inferno because his name was Devil Tubby? Like who is?
or maybe Inferno is associated with this devil.
Because again, that used to be his old name, so I think Inferno's got. I think his name is better now than it others. It sounds a bit cheesy. No pun intended for that. You
Yeah,
know
no
what I'm talking
pun
about.
intended.
No pun intended, but it sounds kind of corny and cheesy for him to be just named Devil Tubby, despite not really looking much like a devil.
I mean, he kind of does, though he more looks like a deer.
Yeah, I think it's because his horns look more like antlers. He sure likes spikes as well, though. I will say that he likes
He
his he
loves his
likes.
spikes. Actually, I think everyone in this game loves spikes.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Shadely. They're not as sharp as Infernos or anybody else's.
Actually, I don't think any of them are sharp. They're just... I don't know.
They just look kind of just a little pokey, but like that's it.
They're
Inferno,
not gonna
meanwhile,
pierce you. They're not gonna pierce you like in like old GT and they just look like they're just gonna say, "Ow, I got hurt."
yeah, Inferno spikes on the other hand, holy shit, they look like you're gonna fucking get yourself impaled just touching it. If he's like, well, I don't know why he just doesn't jump on you on his with his back and impale you that way. Because those fucking spikes are gonna kill you. He's got like a bunch going on his back. Just like, I'm not sure why there's so much on his back if he doesn't really use it that often.
And plus,
I
what's with
think,
this obsession with spikes? What is that?
yeah, this game.
Oh my god. Having spike on your shoulders, don't lean or turn your head, or else you're gonna impale yourself. What does that serve?
This game has a spike fetish because there's spikes everywhere. I think nearly every boss in this game uses spikes actually. No, I think all of them do actually.
You
I
could,
think I don't know.
yeah, you could test that out. I'm
I
not
have
gonna.
Gary's mother do that. If I do that, it's gonna have a seizure. But yeah, I think the primordials don't have that much spikes. I don't think all of
No,
them
I
have
don't.
spikes.
No, they don't have any spikes because they're. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna test it myself. You know what? Single player.
Think
Let's go to Afterlife. Let's go to Sandbox. Let's turn it to dusk because I don't want the Discord light mode. Okay, let's see how many guys have spikes. Players, none. This gal has spikes. Uh,
Any bosses have that much spikes. And it's either spikes or projectiles.
yep, they have spikes. These guys have spikes.
He's
Horns.
got, I don't know, horns, really, not
He's got
spikes, just
horns.
horns.
They're not really spikes. Mohawks, I count them as spikes.
Yeah, this game likes mohawks as well.
Not you, you bolt.
Just shoots him in cold blood. Oh, that's a big extreme. Oh, you put him on nice.
Just ignore that. Anyways.
So apologies. If anybody hears my echo, apologies. I can't do anything about it.
These guys have spikes or actually no. No, they don't. No, they don't.
They just mohawk though. I guess that counts because this game likes mohawks as well.
These guys have spikes. Those are horns. This is spike. These are definitely spiky. Holy damn! Do not lean your head.
They look more sharper than Shadley's actually. I think they actually have more pointy ones than Shadley's.
I guess.
Actually, we could do a comparison to say who has the most point. Oh yeah, yeah. Those are fucking porcupine quills. Whatever.
Those are
Fucking porcupine quills.
not
More
really.
of a mohawk sort of thing. This game loves. Yeah. More of the quills in their fucking head.
I don't know. Okay, that's it for the survival guys. What about the vanilla bosses? Hold up. I think this guy. Yeah, no, he does.
Yeah, except it's just on his head, and you gotta pay attention.
He's plain. He's alright. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so he's got a mohawk, so I guess that counts.
This guy.
Yeah, no. Oh Jesus, he's got some sharp guys on his back.
Yeah.
Even if they're kind of curled up, they still look quite sharp. And then phase 2 comes, and you still got them.
Smiley. His
Still at it.
entire arms are spikes.
I think the same thing applies for phase 2. So.
No spikes, but
Phase 2 does. Speaking of spikes. Montes has kind of a mohawk.
this guy definitely does. Those are horns. That's that.
Yeah, they don't really look that pointy. In fact, I think the tips look broken off, actually. Yeah, they look more dull, except for that one. But I don't think I think you're more likely.
I think the bigger they get, the less sharper they get.
Yeah, yeah. If she puts her arms to her side, like fucking straight, stands up straight, she's gonna fucking fuck herself. What an unfortunate design.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
close. They're pointed directly at her chest, so she cannot normally just tuck her arms.
Yeah.
You constantly have to be in that position in order to be comfortable.
How unfortunate.
And they're pointed
because you imagine sleeping like that, having to constantly have your arms widen out because you can't sleep fucking straight.
Goddamn. Shadow doesn't have any because he's clean. This guy's clean. This man isn't.
He's got a pokey tail.
I guess.
I never saw the point of the tail, so
I mean,
still kept it. I don't know.
Technically, hominids have tailbones.
Yeah, except at least we don't literally have it still. We just have the bones, but we don't literally have it.
I guess.
He's got so I'm not really sure. He's got a
Uh,
mohawk though.
got a mohawk, but I don't count the hair as spikes.
Yeah. Not really any spikes as far as
Extra bossy.
extra. Yeah. I, oh, yeah. If you touch that, that's not good. They're that like just a lot more variety.
His helmets as spikes. He himself doesn't.
He himself does not. He does. He's got one in his fucking forehead as well.
Unicorn.
He's as yeah, fucking unicorn. I'm sure what
How do you sleep like this?
you could technically say the same for Inferno as well. I love like you. And there's no. I think you have to lay on his stomach instead to have. No, but then again, you'd have to have his head looking to the side as well, because fucking unicorn
Or
on his
just
fucking forehead.
just have pre-poked holes in the bed, and you just sleep in one position.
Yeah, you'd have to puncture. You had to have holes just built into it.
Uh,
I don't think. Well, Reaper has like so if only Reaper wasn't black and like actually was himself, you'd see more. But the only way to tell if Reaper has enough is if you go and play the original demo.
all right. Every
Now for
single
the guys that are completely clean.
or that I was about to do a first. Hold on. Well, I can. I just need to disable my AI. Purple team. Every. This is gonna be a battle of the century, I guess.
Yeah, I guess a fight does work. I know the mini bosses are gonna get fucking killed.
They're gonna get decimated. Okay, these are the guys that are clean. The player.
Obvious. That's more obvious.
Yep. I mean, he's got a knife, but
He's-
still.
Yeah, if only the knife was. If only they could actually hold anything other than a knife. Kind of cool. But no, they just restricted to the knife. Just Arcas.
Arca.
I don't. I don't know what they were thinking with the Arcas. I mean,
What the hell? Okay.
oh, it's the one where you can just fuck with them and just move around.
That. Bloodborns. Actually, no, berserkers belong in this category. So I need to green.
Yeah, actually, it was. Yeah, they got spiked too. I don't know why they. They don't look. Doesn't look like they have any on the icon. That's weird.
That. Suicide guys, that would definitely get me age restricted.
What?
Saying suicide.
Well, would you rather say unalive?
No, not
That
really. Because I
yeah.
just want to just be real here. Like, I know you care about money, but I'm not afraid
But
to
you're
say
not.
those kind of
No.
words.
In order to get money, you have to be like in the thousands. So you're good for now. Who the fuck cares if you're age restricted? Well, you swear a lot anyways, so.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't count these
So,
as spikes or fins. Fins are not spikes.
yeah. My message to people who say unalive: go fuck yourself and just say suicide. You're not fucking on TikTok on here. Who gives a fuck if you get age restricted? You can live without it. You can live. You can miss a few bucks. You'll live. It's not like you're gonna magically lose your entire source of income by saying suicide. Like that's just gay if you say unalive. And I think there's even a video that tells you people to stop saying that as well. Like seriously, it's so fucking retarded.
Is Rocket Man? Yeah, Rocket Man technically has spikes.
I think you're good as well because YouTube actually made it so like 8 seconds in, that's when you can start swearing. So you're good.
I don't count these as spikes. They don't do anything.
They're just metal pieces. Just pokey metal.
Which, not really a spike. I don't consider them a spike. Now here's the more clean guys.
There's been quite a lot of clean guys. Expect a lot.
I like how the primary he usually just comes
Yeah.
in.
Is that count? Is that count?
I'm not gonna. I guess we have a traitor. Here's my car. He's gonna join the
Yeah, I
clean
guess.
side.
If it was completely unintentional. Uh, we have an error.
Yeah.
Whoopsie daisy.
Okay, not yet. Extras. He's joining the clean side.
Very few guys. Not all the guys are clean. I mean, there are the occasional clean guys, but a lot of them are not. So.
Those are horns. Those aren't spikes or claws.
I don't. I mean, they don't really look sharp. They're more blunt.
They more look like just giant rocks on his back.
Yeah, they're not really sharp, and they're not, and they don't really look spiky. They're just rocks. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are sharp rocks that exist. Well, you have to sharpen them or whatever, but still. But they're not really common to see. So.
Alright. Clean guys versus spiked guys.
And like trader as well.
God damn.
I guess.
That's a hole, so.
Unsurprising. If only, like, this is the only way to get interesting fights. Because most fights are extremely underwhelming. And unsurprisingly, the guys won. I just wish they would tank more hits. Like, they can, like, bosses versus bosses are so incredibly fucking boring. What? They're trying to attack the Arca that can't die? You give up, guys. I'm not gonna die. Attack him all you like. He's not gonna die. Like, try to kill him.
Oh, God.
Never. But like, nice try, but you're not really gonna kill him. A good attempt. The last hit is not gonna hit you because, well, I mean,
Unless they could
he
just
can't not.
put them out.
Yeah, if they can get him out of the map, then yeah, they're good. But like, if not, then I don't think the point. And I'm not even sure what the chances are of him also not getting knocked off the map.
The Devil Among Us is comes to an invisible wall, so very unlikely. But now I just got an idea.
I had that idea too. Silence?
The answer is spawning a crap ton of them in, and they don't react to them. They just care about this one guy.
I guess they just... I guess that one, they kind of... The AI just got confused.
Oh, damn.
I think we're gonna notice a common issue. It's called confused AI.
The most common guy that I'm seeing really intent on killing is one Orca, the Shadow.
Is that just... It's like... It's his punching bag, and he's just thinking of your face on that art cover. It's because of how much he fucking hates you. Useful. I'll be right back. I gotta take my dog out.
Alright,
Sorry.
check my thing here. Come on, let me check my thing. Okay. Just remove. Okay, let me go into an actual game. Actually, how much things do I have? There we go. Taking your sweet time. What the hell are you doing? Oh, it has to connect. Okay. I guess it's going to take its time. Okay, that's weird. Are there any other way? Just basics. Nearly 200, so...
Okay, I'm back.
Hello.
I guess. You guess. You
Turn
guess.
that into a drinking game.
Yeah, I think we'd both be dead if we tried to do that.
I love it when Bad Ping makes it so that the bosses have scripts.
And also sometimes the advantage. It just depends how bad it depends how bad your luck is, really.
Yeah, I can't really do anything.
Bake. That's my skin. Bake. Classic or not.
Yeah, assault rifles, in my opinion, suck. suck at this game. That's just... Oh, thank God I didn't take fall damage there. I would have been so mad.
Oh yeah, I forgot this fall damage. It's so inconsistent. Even Devil Among Us has pretty inconsistent ball damage. Sometimes it's not inconsistent, but a lot of the times it is.
So yeah, I think shotguns are just the better weapon.
Shotguns are really mediocre, and how lucky you are though. It's either they're incredibly mediocre, or they are decent enough, but a lot of the times, you know how they are, they're not.
And now I'm questioning, should I stay out for wave 11 or should I just hide behind that wall?
Wave 11? Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, it's up to you. If you want to live long enough, then go ahead, but if you want to die quickly, you can stay out if you want. Probably won't do boss. Burning zombies. Purple cataclysm zombies. Burning zombies. All that. Stumbling. Sidestepping. Super taunt. Like super cancer. That is still the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard someone say before. Super cancer. What's so super about it? I don't know. It's just super.
Yes. Ooh, what? I'm confused.
You probably don't know the reference.
No, I don't really know the reference. Well, thank you, Ruffin.
If I remember, it was from that. Remember Return to Freddy's, right?
Yeah.
That fucking horrible. Yeah, there's a game or something that I think there was a novel or something. It mentioned something about super cancer. I don't remember. It's just a way of people also use it to say that's also a fucking terrible game because it is. Or I think there's better explanations, but I tried. Yes, I too have super cancer. What is it? I have no fucking clue. I just know that. And I don't even think it exists, actually. It's just some made up shit.
Yeah, no. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a super cancer.
It sounds so fucking ridiculous, though. It sounds so fucking stupid. Hey, oh no, I'm.
It's obsessed with super. They like super everything.
Yeah. They also like shitty. Internet also sometimes has shitty taste in some things, so.
Yeah, that's why I do not rely on the internet's opinion about things instead of your own.
Yeah, because a lot of the opinions are back. That's also why our opinion on like other Slendytubbies fan games are not really that positive. Like a lot of fan games are blindly like praised, without actually like a proper criticism. Like Zero. Zero, people praise the fuck out of it, but it's really not that great actually. Or at least the gameplay isn't. Gameplay wise, yeah, it's not really great.
The gameplay, it's not really my thing. I didn't find it horrifying. I found it kind of annoying.
Yeah, that's because
It's now becoming predictable, but still.
yeah, one thing, there's a good reason why we don't like it. It's called the stamina bar.
I don't know what sane man thought that was a good idea.
Like Slendytubbies, a game where you're always running and you want to be always running, it has having a stamina bar. Do you not see the problem here? Do you see the problem now, whoever's watching this? The problem is that you need to be constantly running. And what did the game do to you? It gave you a stamina bar. Because it says, fuck you, you need to take a break from running.
I guess. But
You could always...
my stance on the game itself, it's an alright game. It's not something surprising. It's not gonna be like, you know.
It's like...
What's a good game, for example? It's not gonna become the next FNAF. Hell no, it's not. Nor is it, and plus, it's those types of games that, you know, it's popular for a good month, but then everyone forgets about it. It's that type of game.
Yeah, it only happened. It happened really quickly, actually. I think everybody was raving about it for a bit of time after it came out, and then just silence.
Graphics-wise, I think they're excellent. I think they did an amazing job on graphics and should
Yeah,
consider
the models are
making
good.
graphics for games. That's what I consider.
Yeah, the thing you should always do: never judge a game by graphics unless it's really terrible. Then yeah, sure. But like, if it's only about graphics, then like, what the fuck, man?
And I never judge a game by graphics. I always judge a game by its gameplay.
Zero's gameplay is at best mediocre. It's not like extremely bad. It's just very, very boring, and also it's like a walking simulator at that point. It's just like a walking simulator.
Soundtrack, it's alright. I'm not gonna, you know, put on headphones and bop to it.
The music. I don't even know how much music in the game there is.
It's just
As
ambience and that chase music.
which you're gonna constantly hear in time, and it's gonna drive you insane because it's all you're gonna hear. It's just the constant sound of that fucking music. I don't hate chase themes. I'm fine with it if it sounds good. Bonus points. It's just, I wish there was variety rather than the same fucking music constantly playing all the damn time.
Like even like Alpha 1, yes, I'm bringing up Hell Neighbor. Even Alpha 1 had a variety of different chase themes.
Zero, it's just reuses the same stuff music every time. Like, at first it kind of feels tense, but then it gets really old really very quickly.
Plus,
Don't hate it,
I
but...
don't understand the existence of Zero. I really don't understand why
Like...
it was made in the first place. I would prefer their coming. I actually
I saw the stamina bar there. At least it's reasonable because their coming doesn't really seem to have that much reliance on running that much.
Instead, it's pure story.
Yeah, it's like you're not really running a lot. I could for once that it works there because you're not really going to be running a lot. I mean, why would you? There's no real reason to constantly run.
But
Meanwhile,
I don't understand. It was released on like a promised date, like well announced on a promised date for the
but,
coming stuff,
but they delayed it.
and decided to
So
not
like
hire a new game.
they they basically paused progress on their coming to work on zero, which means we're not going to see their coming for a little longer. Then I would have.
Now I have this theory for their coming. What if it's like a like a sort of demo, like a sort of feel to what the game is gonna be like. Like not the actual full game itself, but just like how the
Yeah,
game's gonna look, how the game's gonna feel.
I want to see. I hope they keep the classic models instead of just giving it the zero treatment. I would much. I would. I don't hate the zero.
I don't like Tinky's design. It's not really my cup of tea.
I would have preferred if they kind of did the same thing they did with their coming, keeping his face the same, but also making some changes. But rather than that, they didn't really do that much. They just made his mouth bloody and made his pupils insanely wide, and that's kind of it. At least for like the beginning of the game, until you get to that one part in story mode where he's wearing Guardian's face, which is super unnecessary, by the way. Like really unnecessary.
Which why is
It
he
like
wearing his face?
I don't know, like I guess it wants to be much more just, like gory than the original game was, but that's just straight up excessive. Along with the fact that I'm pretty sure, if I can remember, it's implied that Tinky also ate Dipsy, which that's also extremely unnecessary and just excessively trying to be edgy. And judging by what he did to Lala, yeah, it's also again very excessive. I would have preferred if they just simply kept it how he just scratches her eyes out. But no, they kind of went a little too much. I think the only exception they gave was to Poe, which that smells like bias to me. Poe is the only one that did not have the most excessive treatment. Like, why? Why if Dipsy and Lala get that treatment, why can't Poe get the same treatment as well to be equal?
I honestly don't know.
I guess they just kept it like that to remind you that it's supposed to be based on or a reimagining version of one, and not make it seem like you're not playing a reimagining. But at the same time, they kill off Guardian and it makes you play as Ron. He is not from one; he's from three.
Which I guess is supposed to be second officer.
Which that if they're really trying to bring the second officer from that extremely obscure Slendytubbies movie thing that never happened, then why Ron? He's only a worker. I don't know why. I guess they just didn't want to create another character or something.
Oh, I guess.
They just figured, I guess Ron would be the best option. But there's plenty other characters as well. Even if they're all fucking forgettable, like insanely forgotten. They could have done anything else, but no, they went with Ron. Why Ron is the best question we're probably never going to answer. And again, I'm not sure why they made Guardian a side character. You don't even see him alive in the game unless you go in the extras. But that means you have to beat the game to actually see him alive in the extra. And he's also not in game. He's a PNG technically. So, what's the point?
I have no idea.
Like, what? Like, and also the fact that it also heavily references Dream or Shadow Tubby in that one sequence where it's just fucking straight up Dream and as Shadow, as Tinky, or just a creepy Shadow Tinky, it really makes you wonder if they're really trying to make it a reimagining. I know reimagining sees it in a different way.
What they were trying to do is like make it a mix between 1 and 3. Which is really
Except
weird because they have two different entire stories.
they both are not the same. They are completely different beasts. But they tried to combine them together, and it just comes off as really weird. I think the Shadow Tinky section was really unnecessary. If you took it out, I'm not sure how different it would really be. If you just simply had it as Ron, that sequence of you trying to kill Tinky in that one sequence and you get the axe, that it wouldn't really make too much of a difference, really.
But
Also, the part you can also skip the part where they introduce the other Shadow guys. Like, I think isn't Shadow Lala, Dipsy, and all that fucking people also there?
yeah,
I don't
well,
remember.
technically you encounter them first before Tinky.
But that sequence, you can actually skip that sequence entirely. You don't have to do that. You can just there's on one of the shelves. There's the gears, and you can just grab them, and then you can skip it entirely. You don't have to do it. I don't think. I feel like I'm the only one who found that actually. Unless I'm wrong, but I feel like I'm the only one who actually found that out. That you don't have to do that section. You can just skip it. Also, I found out that Tinky also has a stamina bar of his own, except it lasts a lot longer than yours. I think when you had the axe, when you own the axe for when you're playing as Ron and trying to hunt Tinky down, I think the reason the stamina was a lot longer was to show. I think the exact same thing applies to Tinky. I think he has. I don't know for sure. That's just my assumption. But I think that's how much stamina he actually has.
Yeah, if you want to teleport Tinky like fast travel, dude, he would use up a lot of stamina.
And he only does it a few times as well. Meaning, like, that's probably why he walks so much. Because the AI, I guess the AI is just letting its stamina get back to, high enough to do it again or run. But still. Also, and even when he does get tired, you still need to get away. But if you decide to let him continue chasing you, his stamina will reset actually. So yeah. Honestly, I wish they kept the med kit as well, but they scrapped it for Dipsy. At first, I was really negative, but after figuring what Dipsy does, I'm not as negative, but still would have preferred if they kept med kits. Because Dipsy gets rid of Tinky entirely. If you have Tinky on you, if you give Dipsy the rabbit, he will not only heal you, but he also gets rid of Tinky. All Lala does, she just gets him tired for a few seconds, and then he's quickly back up to running at you again. So I think it's best that you would rather give it to Dipsy because Lala is basically useless. Because yes, you can get away from him a lot easier because he's tired. I think Dipsy is a better option because if you're low on health and you just want to get him off you, that's the best way to do it. Or even if you just don't want Tinky in general.
Wave 11. But yeah, my overall stats on the game, it's fine. If you like it, that's great.
Like, it's your opinion, we have ours. You're subject to that opinion. You don't have to hate it.
Subjectiveness. I mean, you could, though in the end, you're probably not going to change one's stances unless we don't have something that we didn't notice before.
Yeah.
That could change
The
our mind.
The arcade mode for Zero, I'm not sure why you had to beat the game to unlock it, to just play collect again. Like, why do I gotta beat the game just to, freely play whenever I want? Why do I have to beat the story mode? Like, why? That's a genuine question I have. Like, why do I have to beat the game to, do that? Why? I want to play the game. I don't want to, when I'm playing the game, I expect to actually play it. I don't want to do that. I just want to get into playing collect and seeing how it plays. Like, whenever I play Slendytubbies games that are different, I personally would go for collect first to get a good look at it, see what it's like. But Zero doesn't let you do that. Instead, you're forced to play story mode. Which, like, why? That's kind of dumb. I don't hate it. It's just, I would have preferred that it's not locked behind the story.
Yeah.
In the end, it's our opinion. You can have your own. Don't have to agree with us. Just don't, make a fucking massive deal about it.
Because in the end, games are like art.
Yeah. I mean, it depends if the game's good or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obscure Rage is not art, that's for sure.
But
Yeah, that's our opinion. Don't kill us. You can continue now, Evan.
So, and that's why I find I was about to make an analogy, but oh yeah. Like, for example, I'm not a fan of Mona Lisa, despite it being overwhelmingly popular. Why? I find it overrated and I don't find particular interest in it. I know it's a popular Renaissance art, but in my personal opinion, I don't really find the appeal to it.
Again, everything is subject to our opinions. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to agree with it.
And of course, every opinion has flaws. So, and you can call us out on the flaws, and that might, make our opinions change. But overall, things are subjective.
Except for Obscure Rage. That, I don't think we're ever going to get over that one.
No, you can't
I mean, graphically, it's okay. It's just Devil Among Us again, though. And with collecting Devil Among Us, I don't really like that. I don't really like the Devil Among Us collect that much. Like, I mean, I don't hate variety. I'm not gonna be that person who hates like every change. Like, I don't want it. I want collect to be also different in a good way. It's just the way Devil Among Us did, kind of rushed. They just kind of copied the survival mechanic, or this. They just reused the survival AI, but tweaked it a bit and made it so they don't teleport as well, and only follow a specific fat path. But that's kind of all he did, really. Maybe my opinion will change, but in the meantime, I'm not a big fan of it. Though, to be fair, I don't think we'll ever find a game that's worse than Obscure Rage.
Yeah.
Unless we somehow do, which, if we ever do, then that's quite much. Like, that's just congrats. You did the impossible. Yeah, like,
And the reason I'm not playing 3 because if you have 3, you can go check for yourself. It's goddamn
It is.
awful. And
It three is for anybody wondering, it's infested with bots, and it's not really safe right now. I highly recommend you either play on private servers, use the Luma mod, which you'll have to find on GameShield. I'm sure Evan will link it on the description.
yeah,
Or you just have to play a different game entirely because 3 is not safe right now. For anybody's sake, do not touch any of those servers, the modded servers at all. Don't at all. Just don't under any circumstance. Please avoid them unless you want to probably get the virus or something because of that. Tempest Squad group as usual. So for anybody's sake, just don't play through right now unless you have anything that has custom servers added or you use private servers because it's just not safe right now.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Devil Among Us is barely alive, so it's not any better.
That could be an alternative for 3 at the moment. But for right now,
People.
it's
The
not.
Slendytubbies community is, pretty stubborn. So I don't think anybody's gonna stop trying to play it because everybody's stubborn.
Yeah, and I think that's a common. I think that's the common. It's stubborn as hell. You cannot influence.
Yeah, like even if a game is infested and reeking with hackers, they're still gonna try. Like they just don't want. Like just
And you got,
please. Stop.
and you gotta admit, you got like like them for that. They'll they won't give up on that. And they'll do
I get it's
everything they can to.
just like it's just not safe though. But people are so stubborn. It's. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just in the situation that's going on, I think it's not exactly wise to be stubborn about it unless you want to get hacked. That's another problem with this community is that it also reeks with hackers.
Or script kiddies, as they're commonly called, because they're not full professional hackers.
Now, not every hacker is bad. There are some hackers purely for fun and to make everybody's life a lot better. But a lot of hackers on Slendytubbies are not for that purpose. A lot of them are malicious.
A lot.
I have encountered a friendly hacker before as well. So they do exist. It's just they're not common because most of them are just ego-filled hackers. Except for, again, the friendly ones are not common anymore because Tempest has basically destroyed the reputation of them. Like I like seeing friendly hackers. They're quite funny.
Yeah,
And they're pretty fun.
Fun to hang around, and you get to see random stuff.
Yeah, but they're not there to harm anybody. Just do silly shit, mess around, make
They're
everybody.
here to make the game fun, but Tempest Squad is a whole different. I know they're renamed, but I can't pronounce it, so I'm just gonna call them Tempest.
I think I once saw them. I think at one point they were called Lemon. But yeah, a lot of them are just extremely malicious hackers. They will get all your personal info as well. Not all of them are just script kiddies. Some are willing to get your info, and some have gotten people's personal info.
Which,
You know what?
if any hacker came to my house, they're getting knifed. They're getting Call of Duty style knifed.
Or TF2 if you have a butterfly knife, but he does.
Except no one can go invisible.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Like, they can steal your personal info. I doubt they're gonna go to your home, but they will at least try to use it to their advantage. Devil Among Us hackers, they very rarely are malicious.
Very
A
rarely.
lot of them,
I have encountered 444 before.
yeah, 444 is, and there's Pablo, that's right, Pablo.
Oh, yeah, counter only once. Only once.
And all that really was done was just make the game unplayable, but it was very easy to solve. And they didn't last long either, so. 444, all they did was make it so the wave couldn't end by just deleting the boss. So currently, hackers can't do that much on Devil Among Us, but at the same time, I think Devil Among Us will be the next three victim because it uses Photon, and you know exactly how Photon is.
Not really great security unless you're willing to spend hundreds of dollars on it.
Yeah, and it's very good. The Devil Among Us developers are not planning on, getting better security.
I mean, the security is great for Devil Among Us because I have not encountered that much problems.
Yeah. Also, if anybody's wondering why I'm not playing, it's because I'm on Gary's mode. Just thought I'd mention that.
I think one day we should do a Gary's mod video.
Yeah, they get tons of views, so.
I'm not really that popular.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying,
50, but still.
yeah, like, I'm not saying we should try to, or just, I just know they get tons of views.
Maybe just play horror, I guess, though I think we kind of did the long
Sure.
because we went on a binge.
Yeah, those are horror maps are really popular as well.
And they're all
There's lots.
mediocre.
Yeah, like and honestly, I hate the horror maps that make it so you can't get any of your stuff. But that's just my pet peeve. The ones that use a script so you can't have any weapons. Also, we like to break horror maps as well, which is again why that's also why I don't like when they decide to have an anti-cheat or whatever. Like, I want to break the map. Yeah, like once we're finished, we just break it to smithereens, if possible. We just shatter it into pieces.
Till either we are bored or the game actually crashes.
Yeah. Or yeah, until we're bored until the game crashes. Or it freezes. One of the two. Well, with Gary's mod, what's likely to happen is it'll just probably freeze or something. Happens all the time. Is it a good thing? I mean, no, obviously
and then
not.
there's tips, which is popular.
Yeah, it also gets plenty of views as well, so. Not saying like we should have a massive goal to get tons of views, but still.
I'm not that type of guy that will farm.
Yeah, that's why like we're not really going for that. Just wanted to, show people what we're doing, just messing around.
Just real quick. Thank you.
And we also have Killing Floor now, so
That could happen. I also have math. So I technically 100%. I could do a 100% run of it again. And I know how to beat it perfectly.
yeah, and then just have me just being in the background, just doing what I'm doing like right now, just
Commentary.
randomly stupid shit. Yeah, commentary.
I mean, sometimes it does.
It really does depend, though. I don't think I've ever refused to be in recording channel at all, actually. So
Now I'm curious. How long did it run? And the reason I check is because, I'm not gonna edit videos. I'm rarely gonna do any edits. I think I only edited 2 videos.
I don't think I've ever edited videos like. I just stopped.
I'm the type of guy that just does the full thing, shows the full thing, what's happening, edits, no anything. I'm just a guy that will do it straight through.
Yeah, because editing also takes a long.
A long time, and I don't want to do that type of YouTuber. That takes months. Just for the video.
And especially because those YouTubers also have well, so meaning like they have a schedule on when they have to publish the video.
It's like a job.
I mean, it basically is because you have to get it on the right day before blah, blah. Or I don't think you have to. It's just better to do it on a proper deadline. But hey, at least if you do work at YouTube, you get paid a ton. So just don't do it the content farm way. But we'll never do that. We're better than that. But some people just don't decide to go that route. Instead, they go the other route. Content farms are just cancer. I mean, when the fuck were they not cancer? But we're going off topic.
At least when you get a cancer, everyone supports you. In this case, no one supports you.
Yeah, with content farmers, no one supports them except other content farmers or little kids. Or brain dead people, if they're really unfortunate. They're that type of person. But it's kind of common sense to hate on content farms.
So this would be a good time to check out these. I've been recording for an hour.
Wow.
Theoretically, I could end the video. But you know what? I'm gonna end the video by beating this. So we have 2 hours. Yeah. I'm about to die. Oh my god. Oh god.
Yeah. Not opening File Explorer. Man, I think if people do watch this video, they're probably gonna notice how often we change topics, which is a common fucking trait with us. We just go all over the place. One moment we're talking about something. Yeah, I don't know. It's just funny to think about how often we switch topics. One moment we're talking about Slendytubbies, next time we're talking. Oh, and Slendytubby content farms do exist. They're just extremely rare to come by.
I'm glad that they're rare because I hope they don't see the light of day.
Even then, I don't really think that people are bothering with Slendytubbies because it's not hyper popular. That's probably. Yeah, which we don't want that to happen now, do we? Obviously, it wouldn't be Sean's fault, but you know, I don't think corporations care. And I'm pretty sure Wildbrain is also a corporation. You can see how I mean, I don't think they're like a really aggressive corporation.
They're not like Nintendo or
they don't really care. Nintendo is just straight up insanely abusive of the copyright law. To be fair,
make a single cent. They're making sure you don't speak up.
Like, I know how like copyright law, but abusing it is just too much. Like, they blatantly abuse it.
Taboo for anyone abusing the copyright system on YouTube. And he
But obviously, because Nintendo's a corporation and blah blah, YouTube doesn't give a shit because they're also a corporation. Like, content farmers really are lucky sometimes.
They really are.
Although, to be fair, a lot of the times they choose indie games. That's probably why they get away with it a lot more. Yeah, none of that indie games, specifically. If it's indie, they go for it. Indie TV shows, indie games, all that shit. Although with indie shows, I personally don't think they're ready to be properly good yet because a lot of them don't really have good reputations.
I'm not a huge visual service fan. The show's not bad. It's but I don't have any particular.
I think web series are just proper indie shows. Indie shows are just things that kind of feel like they just kind of exist. Nobody really. I mean, content farmers go after them, and usually they have a fucking awful community as well. A really fucking terrible community. It's always indie games.
Indie shows have terrible. Oh god.
Yeah, like indie shows have awful communities. They're so degenerate. And really fucking bad.
Well. No, say anything against them or against their position or even that criticism, and they're making sure that you get dragged down.
Yeah, like they're so fucking sensitive. Like it's indie. All these indie shows as well have the most negative communities or obsessed with porn communities. Like Jesus Christ, it's really bad. I mean, not everybody's like that, but like they have a reputation for a good reason. Honestly, I don't really hate indie shows, but I do think they're not ready yet. They're just not ready for any of this yet. There's too many shows that are a lot like it's not as simple as indie games because a lot of shows are really good. And they're from companies. There isn't really a big demand for just like getting rid of all that bad shit. Like with gaming, at least with AAA games, they're typically unfinished and all that, which is why indie games exist to be a lot better. With TV shows though, it's a lot difficult because all shows are never not finished. They're always usually high quality, even if the show sucks. They usually have good animation. Depends though.
Or just live.
Yeah, which they're also popular. So indie shows are just not ready. They're just not ready.
They're not in that good
There's
time period where they can just hop in and just
they're like
steamroll every company's ass.
because that's
Movies, hell yes. You can steamroll their ass. Especially movies like, Disney. Like most modern Disney movies suck. They suck.
yeah, but I think we already know that. I think that's been repeated already. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
It's like, I'm just gonna rant here. Why do you give these movies a chance? Do not give them chances. They already made themselves clear. They do not care about anything creative. They care about making money. That's all they care about. So why are you putting any faith into them? No idea. You're kind of an idiot for falling for that. You're just constantly giving them money, more money into their pockets when you should be boycotting them.
It's just giving them money to continue making shitty movies.
It's a never-ending cycle, and the only way you're gonna ever change that is boycotting them. Getting rid of their source of income.
Honestly, I think the reason why indie movies don't exist is because it's just too expensive.
Yeah, movies are expensive. TV shows are not so much.
Yeah, TVs usually have low budget, but it's just movies are just there's too much.
But still,
It's just
someone can probably make it. It's just gonna be
yeah,
insane.
yeah, and also very expensive.
It'll probably be worth it.
Yeah, but at the same time, I highly doubt they're gonna gain that as much as indie games or shows. But even then, shows kind of struggle to capture people's attention. Even when they do, even if people's attention are caught, I'm not sure if how many people like want to stay in the community because of how bad the reputation is. So it just really depends. So, in other words, indie games are fine, indie shows are not ready. And movies should happen, but even then it's too expensive. And shows, as I said, are not ready.
We're not
There's just
in a time where the shows are being that awful.
I mean, there are bad shows, but at the same time, there's so many that are way better. There's just too much competition. There's just too much right now.
Like, you're not gonna rival against, bigger corporations that have produced objectively better shows. You're not gonna.
It's like, yeah, it's just, they're not ready yet. There needs to be on time. I don't really know how long before the era when shows get as bad as the movies will happen. Unlike movies, shows are mass-produced a lot. So it's just, I don't really think we're gonna see an era anytime soon. Fucking shows. Just opinion.
So yeah, that's my stances on shows.
Yeah.
I
But
don't really like to see them. I find them obnoxious. You're not gonna.
They were at their best in the 2010s.
Yeah, and especially Pixar. Pixar, they were at the greatest.
It's just the 2020s. Just they started to dumb down more.
And this mostly comes from, practice
Yeah, bad CEO is pretty much why. It's so like there's it's just really negative. So much negativity. Some people, I mean, like Disney, 2010s Disney was not, but they were still great. Although one thing I do notice, people say DreamWorks in like the next Disney. I don't agree with that. Yeah, like that's not like yes, they have made some great movies, but they have also some extremely atrocious films.
Oh my god. Especially, it's rising this year. Well, this
Yeah.
decade. Talk about Megamind, quote unquote.
Like they have made some atrocious films and shows. They have made some bad stuff before. Like people keep saying, "Oh, they're on resonance." No, they're not. There is no. They will never be in a resonance. Yes, they make good films, but how long will that streak last before they make the next Megamind? Or I can't even say the next Megamind show, whatever the fuck it is. I think people just kind of get way too excited with DreamWorks. They kind of, how do I say it? I don't really know how to describe it in a not like in a a way that doesn't come off as rude. I think people just I don't know how to describe. Just people are kind of obsessed with DreamWorks. Especially I mean, yes, they have produced good movies, Wild Robot, all that, but at the same time, again, this is the same company that made Boss Baby, Trolls, and
also the same company that made, quote unquote, Megamind 2.
yeah, this is the same company that made those. So, are you sure they're really the best company? Are you sure they're better than Disney?
Here's what DreamWorks is. DreamWorks is basically the concept of their hits hit and their shits shit. That's how they operate.
Yeah. Like they make some good movies, and then they come out with like the most garbage fucking sorry excuse for a movie. They will never be in a golden era. Stop saying that because it'll never happen. Because DreamWorks always has never been in. While they have made good movies, they still have their fair share of pretty atrocious ones. They their TV shows. I've watched some of them. They're not all of them are bad. The Penguins of Madagascar one was good. It's just the DreamWorks as a company. Yes, they do make good stuff, but it's just they are very inconsistent. I've yet to see them remain consistent with movies. Now let's talk about Illumination after the Mario movie. Illumination. I think people just kind of got too hyped up after though, because they thought Illumination was gonna make more great. No, the only reason the Mario was good was because Nintendo was breathing down their. That is why it was a lot better than a lot of Illumination's movies. Because after the first Despicable Me, yeah, a lot of Illumination's movies suck. Illumination's I don't think they've ever made a good movie since the first Despicable Me and Mario movie. I mean, you could say that the second Despicable Me was better, slightly better than most of their other movies, but that's not saying much still.
Well, it may just be me, but I wasn't never a fan of
I mean, you can definitely tell it's their first movie.
yeah, but I didn't really like the premise that much.
But you know, at least they fucking tried though. At least tried to make it. Meanwhile, a lot of their modern Despicable Me movies have, or even during two, are just minions. Like like after the first movie where there was that one part where the minions go in the door, I feel like that's when it started to get bad. Like, like the first one was the animation quality though. Oh Jesus, it is not H in some places.
I don't think I watched.
Although I will admit, their animation looks great. Actually, it looks really nice. I will say that, like, a lot of their animation looks really good, actually. Well, in terms of lighting, actually, is what I meant to say. In terms of lighting, yeah, it looks really good compared to other CG movies sometimes. It's funny how bad movies sometimes have the best visuals. Like, I've seen some bad movies have great.
Yeah.
Unless you're Megamind, quote unquote, 2, then those visuals are not ever
I
happening.
do not consider it going to a sequel because it's not made
No.
by the same like proper team.
Yeah.
It's made by like kid.
Yeah, it's. I think DreamWorks has a separate department for shows, so I'm guessing. Yeah, they use the separate for TV shows, but it doesn't mean TV shows can't be good. They don't have like kid shows can be good. It's just you don't gotta make them garbage. Also, I think it was like relying on nostalgia as well.
Yep, which is not something you want.
Meanwhile, I mean, people could also say it's a SpongeBob, but to be fair, modern like SpongeBob fans keep hating, so it's like they try to appeal to them. So yeah, sometimes nostalgia is actually, if it's trying to be for like TV show, it really doesn't help it. It makes it negative because yeah. People who like, I don't necessarily disagree with nostalgia, but I don't think you should let it blind you. Because some people are blatantly,
Be watching a show that's actually bad.
yeah. Like, you could be watching something that to you is great, but not by nostalgia, but in reality is really not as, and it's actually quite dated. Some people just can't accept modern things. Not everything modern is bad. You just refuse to look at anything good.
Same could be applied with modern Minecraft. It's literally just the same game.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. It's really just add-ons and add-ons. There's really nothing new. Nothing has changed. And the reason you don't like it It's probably because you keep on playing the same game over and over. It's literally insanity. You're going insane.
People who make those shitty videos on saying gaming is for people who make gaming isn't fun anymore. No, that's you that's making it seem that way because you're playing the same fucking game over. You don't have variety. That's why you're miserable.
And the reason why you're miserable, you're going insane. Literally,
Like,
it's the definition of insanity. Just doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
like have some variety. It helps you if you have variety. If you have variety, then you won't be so depressed. Like, you don't feel as miserable if you have more gaming variety. Because the same thing obviously ain't gonna work. Like, I know a lot of modern games are bad, but that's why you play other games as well. Even if even if myself, I'm not really interested in indie games. I still will say that you could at least try to play anything different.
You know, it's like having the same. It's like you're a picky eater. You only eat the same food. I know that's kind of hypocritical because I'm a picky eater. Yeah. So, try something new. Don't try to do the same thing because you're gonna go insane.
Yeah. Some people wonder why they feel bored. It's because of you specifically choosing to do the same thing over. So, oops. It's not the game dev's fault that the gaming isn't fun anymore. It's your fault.
Really is, and of course someone's checking with me.
Even, I mean, to be fair, you could also say I don't play that much variety. I'm not really miserable.
Well, you have mixed. You sometimes go from Gmod to GF2 to Natty. You hop around. You do play the same type of games, you just hop around.
Yeah, just go on. I don't play literally the same thing. Just, you know, I do, but at the same time, I also make sure it's different in some way or form. And also Killing Floor now, so. I typically just cop where, like, it's going in a circle, except I don't really seem to be miserable. Because there's a lot to do in Gmod, GF2, and all that. Even games like Natty, because there's plenty of them. There's tons of them, so more variety. Even if there's a bunch that are really terrible. Even even bad games are sometimes really fun to just make fun of, honestly.
Yeah, that's why I sort of play bad games. And it's
Like,
fun
I feel like
you have a fun time.
yeah. Like, even if the game is fucking terrible, at least you can enjoy it while.
At least enjoy it with them.
And now, food opinions. No, I'm kidding.
And we went through the two sort of
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then there's Spook Theory, and there's... I forgot the other one.
Film theory.
We already did Film Theory, technically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I don't really. I don't really watch Matt Pat, so.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, I mean, actually, never mind. That's kind of dated because he's, or he retired, so that's kind of outdated. Would I ever play? Would I ever play indie games? I mean, depends. I mean, I technically already am, in some way. Would I play new indie games? No. Not because I don't like it. It's just no. I don't really. I don't really feel like it. That's just my answer. Just no. I mean, I don't hate it. No. Apologies for the theme.
I feel like games nowadays, especially horror games, are trying to compete with each other. Just trying to see who's the scariest, see who's like, you know, this shouldn't be a competition. This should be about making games just for fun. And the same thing can go for like FNAF fan games. There's just this constant competition of trying to be the scariest. It's really...
Yeah. Technically clickbait in some way.
Yeah, it's technically clickbait. I mean, just if you want it to be scary, just do it. Just play it yourself.
Yeah, it's not really up to the YouTuber, It's up to you if you think it's scary.
A person's opinion should not influence your opinion. That's a stupid belief. Just say. Like, I'm just tired of this constant FNAF fan game trying to overthrow one another. Just, my god, just make the game for fun.
Don't make it like a competition.
Tired every single goddamn time I go onto my page and see, oh, this is the scariest FNAF fan game in existence. No. Just no. It's not going to be. Will it be scary? Maybe. Maybe it'll be scary. But I'm just gonna say this. It's gonna get overthrown. And then it's gonna get overthrown again. It's gonna get overthrown again. Because that's the same stuff. Like, seriously, it's just... just make the games fun.
It's not really, it's not like the end of the world. It's not, scary.
like figuring out ways to beat a knight to beat because I'm not I'm not. I don't shy away from anything.
Okay.
That's why I like FNAF so much. But what I do
It's a
not
good
like
game.
is trying to make competition.
Which, you know, a lot of games try to do. Which is like, why? You're not really. It's not a big deal if it's not scary.
Like, you can still have fun with the game if it's not scary.
Like, it's not really any. It's not up to the YouTuber, which some people don't. Some people don't take that advice. Unfortunately. I wish people would, but some people just don't take that advice. Just blindly follow YouTuber opinions. That was, you know, want to know something? That was a really bad case in the COD Zombies community. I know it's unrelated, but that was a very common thing that would happen. If any popular YouTuber said, this map, this game is bad, you can guess how many people would agree, blindly agree.
And the only time I watch those types of videos is to get an insight on what they're talking about. Because here's what I do. I do like a sort of scientific, a thing. Like, get a majority. Like, frickin' make an entire, you can say, like, a graph of how many people like this of it. And I just do a percentage. In my mind, I don't actually do the math because, it's not that serious. It's not. Could I be scientific if I want to? I mean, sure, I could. I'm not going to. It's not worth my time. I have better things to do, but still.
One thing about the COD Zombies community, they don't like change. Yeah, like, it doesn't matter if it's like Easter egg songs, they don't like change. They're very prideful in the traditional way. They don't give some things a chance. I know this because I've seen it happen before. Some people are just negative to change. But not really a big deal. Gotta have change in some way.
So that's my rant on those types of stupid FNAF videos.
It's just, and people will blindly agree and again.
Like, just play the game yourself. You have a computer in front of you. It should be powerful enough to run a FNAF fan game.
Unless it's people up. I think the best argument to that, though, is people probably don't even own it.
Yeah, they probably don't. Which in that case, you can't really experience it.
But still, don't just blindly follow that opinion.
Here's how I would judge a game properly. Play the game yourself. Do not rely on other people's opinion. Get your own taste before actually playing the game.
And a lot of FNAF games are typically ported to mobile, so yeah, that also would help. But if you see how to help you YouTube on mobile, then I don't really know what to tell you. It's not like anybody's just gonna use YouTube TV, right? Right?
I do have YouTube on my TV. I sometimes do it sometimes. So I kind of don't like it because I don't, because you can literally hear if you're standing outside my room, like on the staircase that's pretty far from my bedroom door. You can actually hear what's being said in my room.
Also,
So
the ads are fucking atrocious. I don't know
you,
if it's specifically the YouTube TV, but there's so many fucking ads. Like, it's atrocious how many are on TV.
well, we're dead. Well, this was a way dead. Well,
Yep.
but hey, at least I can make a video.
Yeah, I can't imagine
With some
just gonna
wisdom.
want to know how much space it'll take up. Jesus Christ. You're probably on the brink of losing all your space now.
Well, here's the thing when I do with videos. I I upload it to YouTube, I do all this crap, and then after I'm done, I delete it because it's already on YouTube. I don't need to show evidence that I recorded because that's the point where I save all my videos on YouTube. Not anywhere else,
Yeah.
on YouTube.
I mean, there's no other website to post it to. Yeah.
Well, the run's over.
Again, I can't hear that sound. Oh wow, you are live? That's surprising.
Yep. Well, I can't do outros, and I will forever say I cannot do outros because that's gonna be my outro. I guess that's an outro.
Yeah.
I guess that's an outro saying I can't do outros. So, yeah.
How many times do I have to say I can't hear that sound? Nerd up.